It's Alex. Today I'm going to be showing you through this tutorial how to set up hosting, get a domain name, set up an FTP server for your content, and install WordPress on your website. So there are a few things that we need to get started doing. So first of all, you're going to want to pick your domain name and get a hosting service. So I've come here to Lamphost. This is just one hosting service. I've used it before in the past. Most hosting services will kind of have a similar layout. They'll offer similar services. If you're using a different hosting service, that's fine. I have no problem with that. You just need to be able to show me that you can kind of walk through all of these steps as well. So let's get started. I'm working here on Lamphost. I'm going to get hosting going. So I'm going to go to hosting services up here. On the main bar, you'll see there's a drop down with several different options. We're going to choose shared hosting for this assignment. And we're doing that because it's the cheapest option for the most part. Just you know, a lot of people probably won't be saving these websites, or if you are, you'll kind of figure out what you need for hosting as you kind of develop your site. But we're picking shared hosting, and that's a hosting service where essentially all of your content and files and what is accessed for your website are all on these giant servers, giant huge computers that keep your data and everybody else's data kind of housed so that it can access to be displayed for the web. So we're going to pick shared hosting. Click through that. You'll see that you'll have a number of different options depending on how long you want to keep your hosting going. And here we see options for different storage amounts, different bandwidth, number of mailboxes, etc. For the purposes of this assignment, we can go with just the basic web presence account here. If you're using a different hosting service, probably just their basic shared hosting offering will probably work as well. So I'm going to click order now, get this process started. You'll see that you have a payment schedule choice here. You can choose month to month for $10 a month. You can choose 3 months, 12 months, and price per month just kind of goes down as you kind of increase the number of months. For the purposes of this assignment, we're going to go month to month. Have the option to kind of, without a whole lot of pain, kind of cancel the hosting if you find you don't need it after the course. So we're going to go with 1 month. You'll have a few options here. Most people are going to be registering a new domain name, so we're going to be selecting that. If you have an existing domain name that you want to use for hosting and kind of transfer an existing domain to this hosting service, you have access to those things as well if you maybe already have a site and you're kind of moving something around. But for the bulk of us, we're going to click on register a new domain name. We're going to click continue. And then we're going to enter our domain name. I've already checked on this one, as you can see. So I'm going with alexlukinsiscool.com. I don't know if that's true or false, but that's what I went with. If just as a reminder, from what we talked about in class, you can, anytime you need to kind of check on the status of kind of any permutation of a website domain name, you can come to the site Whois, which will kind of show you what their offerings are. You can select domain names and kind of get them secured through this service as well. However, there's usually a pretty big delay, of a couple days or so between kind of securing your domain name here and it getting set up on your hosting over here if you use a different service, which is why for most people, we're going to be kind of using the kind of built-in Lamphost domain name selection. So alexlukinsiscool.com, we're going to set that site up. I'm going to click continue. And you'll see that in that domain name registration, we're also given a payment schedule similar to the hosting schedule. So we're just going to go with 1 year. That means that I will kind of own this domain name, it will be kind of leased to me for a year before, no one else will have the ability to have that site. So I'm just going to go for a year. You'll see that's $15. So you're going to be paying roughly about $20, $25, depending on how long you're going to be. You can see that my hosting fee's prorated because they do it month to month, and it's halfway through the month. So for this month, it's just going to cost me $5. Next month, it'll cost me that full 10, etc., etc. So then we're going to proceed to checkout. We've now kind of got our domain name and our hosting going. We're going to proceed to checkout here. You'll see here that you need an account with Lamppost. I haven't set one up, so I'm going to go ahead and set one up. You should do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Enter in your credentials. You'll get an email to kind of get that account started, and you'll kind of go through that process, and then we'll come back for the setting up the FTP and things like that. Okay, so you'll see that I've got my account credentials kind of plugged in here, username, password, agree with the terms, enter a CAPTCHA. We're going to create that new account. We'll see if I got the CAPTCHA quote right. First time for everything, I got that one. So we're going to go through this checkout. You'll input your own information and you will get this thing submitted so that you can get started on your website. So after you have gone through giving your account info and then kind of going through billing, we'll see that we're here in the place order now column. We're going to go ahead and click place order. It's going to think about it for just a sec, and then it's going to spit back to us that everything is all good and we're ready to get going. So you'll see that we have this order, and you should see something in your email that kind of indicates, where to go from here.